What is going on, guys? App Warrior here, and yes, a new video, but this is like it's not another update video to do an update on my update video. Nothing like that. I actually want to do something different, other than mobile gaming, cause at this point right now, I do not know any recording apps or how to basically record on this phone. So I haven't really found anything. So I'm still working that out, trying to find a good recording app. Like, there is recording apps out there, but I'm trying to find a good one, not a fucking shitty one that does like terrible graphics and just awful, FPS and shit. So, yeah. So back on track. I'm actually gonna be talking about one thing that happened on Sunday, and I think all of you know where I'm going with this, cause certain things in the background, as you can see. The biggest thing that happened on Sunday for most people in this country that are fans of The Walking Dead, which is a lot of people, just a lot of people. The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 1. I wanted to talk about it. I know the only Walking Dead video I've ever pretty much done was on my 7th graders, or 8th graders opinions, because I'm an 8th grader now. And that was on that channel. It's basically my predictions for Season 6, all the way back then. It was a terrible video, because, it basically predicted basic shit. So, I'm actually going to be doing my review on this episode, and basically sharing some similarities between the comics, which is up here. This is a comic book poster, Walking Dead comic book poster. You can also see, or where is he? Right here. You see this little shadow, this little black thing, on top of Glenn, dude with the red hat. That is actually symbolizing Lucille about to just whack Glenn in the head. And that's what happened in the show. Spoilers. If you haven't seen it, then you're fucking stupid. Either you're stupid or you just don't want to see it. You don't really care about spoilers. So, yes, Glenn died. And obviously, this dude over here, let me fucking get him right over here. Abraham, he died as well. I don't want to exclude him because he's an awesome character. I just loved his freaking one-liners. His last line was probably the awesomest thing ever, where he basically just, told me to suck his nuts. He's like, suck my nuts. It was great. It was fucking great. But yeah, so basically what happened in the episode, it started off pretty crazy. It had like he was just fucking horrified. He had blood on his face, which later turned out to be Abraham's blood, I believe. Kind of whipped from Lucille, basically onto Rick's face. So then what ended up happening is Negan, which we saw in the sneak peek, he gets mad because Rick says, I'm gonna kill you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I'm gonna kill you. So Negan's like, you still don't get it. How many of you people do I have to kill until you get it, Rick? You gotta respect me. That's basically what he's thinking, I guess. But so he takes Rick to one of the things, this place that we saw in season 6 finale. It was this overpass with a whole bunch of logs. It's like tree logs, and I don't know exactly how these saviors were able to get these many logs. They had to go down, cut a bunch of trees down, and for that you need a lot of equipment. So I'm not really sure how they did that. I don't know, maybe they just had a lot of lumber and they're just like, hey, put this good use to, block these pretty crappy guys that have been killing our guys. We haven't seen anyone like it, so yeah, I'm getting off track talking about these logs. So basically, it takes him to that place, and we saw the logs got lit on fire in the finale of season 6, and when he goes back to it, it's like the fire's kind of burning out. There's smoke everywhere. So I don't know how many zombies. I think like realistic, maybe like 50 zombies there, which is quite a bit. So they're all surrounding RV, and basically Rick or Negan takes Rick's axe, and he basically throws it up on the roof, I believe, or throws it outside somewhere, and he says, "Go get my axe," because basically what Negan is trying to make the point of is that everything that Rick has is his. Like, even as people, Rick belongs to him. Negan wants to own him. Like, and that's what he did by the end of the episode. And Negan's just fucking great. He's just fucking great. But so he wants to make this point clear. Like, so he takes the axe and he throws it outside. He says, "Go get my axe." And there's a bunch of zombies outside the RV. So he basically throws Rick out, and Rick has to fucking like get the axe, climb up on the freaking RV with all these walkers on his feet, grabbing his feet and everything. So yeah, and then he stays up on the roof for a while, and that's when we get to see it. This is the highlight of the episode. I don't even think I need to go more into any details other than this, because right, what I was just saying was just a lead up. We get to see who Negan killed, and even though I already told you, because I saw the whole episode, but we get to see who he kills, and it's fucking crazy. The stupid cliffhanger reveals that he actually did pick Abraham, which was starting to make sense in the end. And even the script got spoiled before the episode even came out. Like, the weekend episode came out, it got spoiled. So I guess at that point the cliffhanger was basically for nothing. It was ridiculous because everyone was trying to spoil it. And when internet wants something, like the internet really really wants something, they'll get it. Because I don't think AMC realized, and the creators of the show realized, that even though they tried super hard, there's still ways of spoiling the show. So that's what I really don't like, that cliffhanger. And yeah, it paid off with Abraham. Cracked him on the head. He said all that stuff, cracked him on the head. And it was from Rick's POV actually this time. Rick was like looking, and he's like looking to I think the right. And he just sees him crack him on the head, blood streaming down his face. He's like, "Suck my nuts." And it was great. And then Negan just smashes Abraham's head in. And there was also one also cool thing. Abraham and Sasha have this thing where they if they're gonna say bye to each other, they go like this, do the peace sign. I don't know, it's kind of a personal thing between them. So it's pretty sad, but you get to see Abraham. He's like looking up at Negan, and Sasha's like right next to him, or maybe 2 people away from him. And he basically just goes like this, kind of, on the side, kind of. I don't know, but yeah, he goes like this, and yeah, if you notice that, it's pretty emotional what like happened there. So yeah, and that's what happened, and yeah, that's who he killed. If only I didn't tell you that he killed Glenn, cause fucking Negan, I guess, was waving around the bat around Rosita. Daryl was getting pissed. All of you know what's gonna happen. Daryl steps up and boosh, just smacks Negan across the face. That was a pretty decent punch, I have to say. Daryl was, he's still a big badass, even though everyone's already saying it, and I have to agree. It's basically Daryl's fault that Glenn's dead. I know it sucks to say Daryl's like everyone's favorite, but it was Daryl's fault for Glenn's death, because Negan saying, "I already gave you one chance, like one outburst." I get it, it's an emotional moment. So then he's saying a bunch of shit. He's just like, "I'm not gonna let you guys go this time. I told you if you're gonna do another outburst, I'm not gonna take it." So he's like, back to it. That's exactly his words. Back to it. He turns around and smacks Glenn on the head, I think 2 times. And basically you just see Glenn just stand up, and he just like his head's cracked down the middle. His eyeball is like popping out. It is just so grotesque. It was probably one of the most graphic things I've ever seen on cable TV. Not the most graphic thing I've ever seen, but it was just probably one of the most scarring and graphic things that anyone could see on cable television. It was just because, you know, they're not allowed to say fuck, which was pretty awful. That they can't say fuck, but they can show this dude smashing this dude freaking brains in, a living person's brains in. That makes no fucking sense, alright? Just one of the things about Negan's character is that he can say fuck a lot. He says fuck a lot in the comics. If you don't already know, he's a fuck addict. He says fuck and he swears a whole shit ton, and that's what makes Negan like his personality. He's just a really funny character. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. I see Glenn, he's just like, I think he says, Maggie, I'll find you, or something of that sort. You can't understand him. He's stuttering. His brain is essentially scrambled, so you can't really understand him. So, I don't know. And then he just smashes the shit out of his fucking brain. It was just fucking... Man, I'm just thinking about it right now. I'm still thinking about it. Like, I'm gonna show you the comic in probably just a sec, but it's a lot more grotesque in the show. It's because it's actually happening right in front of you. It's not like you see like panels. Like, this is what the comic looks like. It's panels. But there's moving pictures. It's like actually seeing someone getting their head smashed like a pumpkin. It's really intense. It's incredibly intense, and the actors just blew it away. And yeah, I'm still pretty upset. I'm upset over Abraham. He was awesome. He was just a really tough macho guy. He kill zombies, kill people. But Glenn, just looking back on his character throughout the show, it's made me kind of emotional. I have to say, it's hard to even like look at any pictures. It's just, I don't know. It was just very, very, very sad. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about the episode. There wasn't much after that, except like Negan was gonna make Rick chop off Carl's hand. Rick was he was sobbing. He got snot blown out his nose. He's crying. Yeah. And basically, Negan broke Rick in that episode. It was just great. So, I want to actually show what it looked like in the comic. So, right here, you can see, the first crack, which is right here. It's just, that's a clue. You can look it up online, what it looked in the show. It was just really fucked up in the show. You can see behind the scenes with Glenn and Abraham with the actors with their makeup on, and Glenn has this whole thing, like, I have to give props to the makeup artists of The Walking Dead. They do some incredible shit with the makeup and making people look, like, all fucked up like this. So, yeah, this is basically what Negan does. This is the comic version, of course. So, yeah, it was an intense episode. I'm rambling a lot about the death. But yeah, after that, Maggie, fucking Lauren Cohan, man. Oh my god, she she makes you feel like that actually just happened. Like that's an actual wifey, reacting to her husband being beaten to death. Like, I just felt so bad for her. Like, she was just, it felt real, her reaction after it. She was just like trying to go to the hilltop, and she was all sick. She's already sick. They needed to get her to the hilltop, but this whole thing got delayed. And yeah, she's still sick. She's still got this weird thing going on with her baby, I guess. I don't know what it is. Like, it's not like she's going into labor or anything, because she's like basically, I don't know how long it is exactly. I think like 2 months into her pregnancy, so she can't be going into labor. That makes no sense. So any doctors out there, and you've seen The Walking Dead, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Maggie. I don't know what's wrong with her baby. Probably something that Carson, the doctor at the Hilltop, is probably going to explain, so that everyone who's confused, like, what the fuck even happened to Maggie? Like, just, clear it all up. But, yeah, other than that, the episode it was just incredible seeing Negan just break Rick, and, just those two deaths. Even though the way Abraham died in the comics, he actually got the arrow through the head by Dwight. In the comics, Robert Kirkman even said that he regretted that decision of killing him that way. So he gave the death that Abraham had in the comics to Denise, she was like kind of the nurse of Alexandria, which is just kind of sad because she was a doctor, could have used her for some. Yeah, and she was also Tara's girlfriend, so it's pretty sad. And Tara she's like off with Heath on a 2-week run to get supplies, and we're gonna see that maybe in like 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know. But she doesn't even know that her girlfriend's dead, and that both Abraham and Glenn, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's gonna be also pretty tough because Tara does actually have she has a strong relationship with Glenn as well, because I know Glenn did help. They helped each other, and she basically helped Glenn find Maggie and everything. So yeah, Glenn saw the goodness in her, and he basically saved her, and she saved him, and it just they have that relationship. So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see how the people that weren't there react. Like Carol Morgan. I know Carol has known fucking Glenn for a while, so she's gonna be fucking heartbroken. Yeah, it's just gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen. I know next week we're gonna see Ezekiel in. Also, it's not really next week. It's in a few days because it's Thursday and then it's on Sunday. We're gonna see Shiva. And if you don't know who Shiva is, it's a fucking tiger. We're gonna see a fucking tiger in this fucking show. It's gonna be awesome. It's just gonna be great. Even though it's CGI, it's still pretty cool. See a fucking tiger come in. It's King Ezekiel's pet. And so yeah. What I have to say about this episode, it was fucking. I have to say, I love Negan in the comics. I'm a enormous fan of Negan. When he came on the show, I was excited to see because he has so much good material in the comics. So I just can't wait because everything in the show, like moving it from a comic, like these still pictures onto a moving picture, is just always more fun to see. So it's definitely be incredible to see how they do some of the shit with Negan. So even though I am hating Negan right now, not Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so don't fucking hate on Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's just doing his job, alright? He's just acting. He didn't really kill Michael Cudlitz and Stephen Yeun, the people that played Glenn and Abraham, alright? And if you want to hate on someone, hate. The writers of the show and the creators, that actually made this happen. Like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is just an actor that acts out the stuff that the creators basically wanted to happen. So, yeah, I have to say I fucking love this episode. It was just it's just intense. It's when a show can literally make you feel like make you feel like it's actually happening. They're doing a good job. So I have to say, I still don't think the cliffhanger was a good idea, but the episode as whole, I'll give it a fucking 10.10. Or maybe a fucking 69.420 or something edgy like that. I fucking love the fucking episode, and I know this video 20 minutes long. You can see it up there. 20-minute long video. I know it's pretty long, but yeah, I don't know. Just something. I want to get content. I want to get content out to you guys, because I know I can't do mobile gaming right now, but I'm thinking of stuff I can do, like vlogs I've did in the past. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.